Hi everyone, this is Doug Jankowski with the Grizzled Geek, and today we're going to do another top 5 list. Today we're going to look at the legacy system. This is something that was added on really relatively early in the game, within the first expansion or so, and it added a lot of perks to your character. First we'll take a look down here. The bar beneath your experience or command rank XP is your legacy. Currently there are 50 levels possible. I'm hoping at some point they'll expand that, but so far we haven't had any clear indication that that was going to happen. They seem to just add things onto the current system as it is and just stuff it someplace in those 50 levels so that you can go back and buy it if you've already made it to legacy level 50, or work towards it if you are a lower level character who's just starting out and doesn't have a legacy. Essentially you get a legacy as soon as you leave your starting planet or reach level 10. I'm not sure what the condition is now. It's been so long since I've played a lower level character. I did start a couple of lower level characters on another server, and I didn't pay attention to it until I had got off my starting planet at something like level 14 with how quickly you earn experience now, and saw that I had the legacy going. So someplace in there, either leaving your first planet or level 10, you start your legacy off, and you build. As you gain experience, you gain legacy experience as well, and then certain perks are opened up to you, and those perks can come either to your legacy as a whole, meaning all of the characters on that server, and we see some of them here. I've opened up most of them. We'll talk about some of those when I get to my top 5 list. I'm going to talk about the ones that I think are the most useful to get. And then you also have character perks that you buy specifically for the one character. One that is largely useless now is the advancement, at least these first 6 categories of advancement. Basically, you look at all of the different things you can do. For example, Starfighter, Explorer, do your class missions, space missions, which I don't know if anybody does those anymore, flashpoints, and war zones, and you get an experience boost while you're doing those. Well, you earn experience so fast now anyways that spending the money to get these boosts to your experience, which you can get if you unlock them all, it's 30% for that one category. It was a significant boost at one time. It's totally unnecessary now. So I think these are largely a waste. I obviously had bought some early on when it wasn't quite so easy to get experience. But all right, let's go ahead and break down the ones that I think are the most useful. And I was going to put this in order, and I'm going to keep the top 2 in order, but the other ones are kind of hard to put in a specific order, and there's a lot of useful stuff here. But I think the most important, if you are level 70, one of the most important, and it's someplace between 3 and 5. I'm not going to put these in order. So just 1 and 2 are going to be in a particular order. And that's the improved combat experience boost. Now that you can buy 100% boost, maybe these aren't quite as effective, but for people who can't really afford those, they are a big, hefty price tag. It's 190 command tokens, and if you're trying to do multiple characters, you can't buy those 100% all the time. There are some 25 ones available as well. Those are a little cheaper, but this is a nice way to get a 10% boost all of the time. So definitely recommend that you pick those up. So that's one of the top 5 for you. Another, especially now that we have 50 influence levels for companions, is the Promptness unlocks, and these improve how quickly you give gifts to a companion. I believe it starts off as a 3-second activation time for handing a gift to one of your followers or one of your companions, and it can get down to 1.2 seconds if you unlock all 3 of them. And when you're giving something like 20 gifts per influence level, having this unlocked it can be really a big time saver. Then again, on the time save, I'm going to go, a lot of these, I think the time saving aspect is what is beneficial to it. So I'm going to give the nod to the leadership legacy unlocks. And these are speed up how fast companions sell junk for you. So initially there's a 1 minute time frame where the companion is away from you, where they're selling junk. If you unlock both of the leadership levels, that gets down to 5 seconds. So you can have your companion unload your bags for you really quickly and get back, and you don't have to worry about being without your companion for very long. Okay, so those are the ones. Those are character perks. Those have to be bought individually per companion. Now, I think the two best items are expensive, but they are for your entire legacy. And the second most important is improved mounting. Now, this costs 2 million credits, but now 2 million is pretty easy to get to, and it allows you to mount your vehicle while you are on the move. This can, especially when you're trying to speed through certain activities and try and get them done as quickly as possible, the ability to mount on the fly is really a nice perk. So I would say improved mounting. It's one of the things I miss the most for my characters who are on the new server, who are only at level 1 legacy, and definitely don't have 2 million credits to spend on one of these perks. So that's one I like. But the most important legacy perk, legacy unlock that you can have, are the rocket boosts. These are the most universally useful, and I know in flashpoints and probably in operations too, people will get upset if they have to wait for you to run the entire way. It's really nice to be able to just hit the boosters and speed to your objective. They are relatively expensive. It's been a long time since I've unlocked these, but I believe the initial rocket boost is 1 or 2 million with a similar cost tag to reduce the cooldown, so that you can get it back relatively quickly. Now, I'm also going to give an honorable mention. I'm not sure if you can buy this one or not, but the Legacy of Unity, you get it for getting a character to the level 50 light. I think it's level 50. So getting yourself to light 5. So if you work your way all the way up to light 5, which is 100,000 light points that you get through making light side decisions, you get the Legacy of Unity, which reduces damage taken by you and your companion by 50% for 15 seconds. This is a huge deal in some of those really hard fights, especially if you like to play on veteran or master mode. This combined with your heroic moment can really turn the tide of whether or not you'll be able to beat certain, say, like champion level opponents. Now, go ahead and take a long look at the things. If you're not very familiar with the legacy system, I highly recommend that you go through and look at all of them, because there are lots of great little perks. Being able to get more influence by giving gifts or through conversations with your companions will certainly help you get to that level 50 influence much quicker. You got the one, that Legacy of Crafting, which will get you crits, and so either double mods or augment slots and things you craft. Those are always nice. And then a lot of these convenience ones, being able to summon a repair droid, summon a mail droid, summon your field cargo and your legacy cargo holds, also expensive but well worth it. Not a lot of people seem to respec much these days, but field respecialization is always a nice perk. If you join a group that suddenly is having trouble with a flashpoint or something and needs somebody to respec as a healer or as a tank, this is always a nice one to grab. So yeah, there's lots of cool little perks in the legacy system. Like I said, I'd like to see them expand it some, but that's probably a future video. So for now, to recap, the improved command experience, the legacy of promptness, the legacy of leadership, the improved mounting, and the rocket boosts are my votes for the top 5 legacy unlocks that you can get. But I'm curious to see what you think is the most useful to you, what you enjoy getting for your characters, what you've found the most useful to you. Give me an idea for future videos if you'd like to see something, more ideas on future legacy unlocks, flashpoints you'd like to see me go through, any of those kind of things. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you click the bell so you're alerted when I put up new videos. As always, I hope you all have fun playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and may the Force be with you.